What's going on, YouTube? This is Day's Point of View coming at you with some more good shit. And I need you guys just to hit that like and go and hit that notification button and subscribe to my channel so that you can get the juice. Alright, so what we're about to talk about is Jay-Z and Yo Gotti in Roc Nation suing the Mississippi State Prison for 29 inmates injured and 5 dead. So that's a huge that's crazy. First and foremost, that 29 injured and 5 dead. And I actually watched some videos of that. There was no way in hell that those guys that the prison didn't know about the violence that was going on in there. There was like one photo of a I don't know what kind of shell exactly it was, but it had some type of round, like a shotgun round inside the cell, and they took a picture of that. So Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, has just filed documents inside the Mississippi, the U.S. District Court in Greensville, Mississippi, against the prison, basically stating that we can't allow things like this, the violence to go on in prisons and not do anything about it. Shout out to Meek Mill for prison reform, and shout out to Jay-Z and Roc Nation for actually trying to reform the way that the system is ran in America, and especially in our communities. So Yo Gotti, Jay-Z, Meek Mills, big shout out to y'all for doing that. That is so dope and important in my books. It's so crazy. It's so crazy how a person can go to prison and lose their life as if they were on the streets, and they're being treated like dogs. Literally, you go to prison, you're treated like an animal, and I'm not saying that we should have 5-star gourmet meals and things like that, but we definitely shouldn't be treated like we're dogs. You hear what I'm saying? So that is a dope move that Jay-Z and Roc Nation are backing those people and making sure that those people have a voice, because that's what is wrong, is that once a person gets his rights taken away, they have no voice. They can't speak for themselves and be heard and be taken seriously, because at that point they don't even look at them as human. They look at them as a dog. So big shout out to Yo Gotti for protesting the inhumane treatment, because that is a big bad thing inside our community too. Like, you go to people are in jail. People in jail. They lose weight. They end up being on the brink of killing themselves in there because they can't handle the harsh environments. And that's something that we need to start talking about. You go and look at other countries' prison systems, and they help reform the person, and they help them come out into the community with a plan, with goals, and while they're in jail, they're not treated like dogs and animals. Why is that in America? The one of the highest societies or best societies to live in, why is it that we have the worst prisons and the worst treatment in prisons? Now I'm not, no, don't get me wrong, there's some third world countries where prison is horrible. The living conditions are horrible. Everything's pretty bad. Well, we don't live in a third world country, so isn't it? We can't compare ourselves. We can't compare us as American citizens to a third world country because I always hear people come back with that rebuttal saying basically, well, there's other countries that has worse prisons than America. Well, we're not in a third world country. We shouldn't be treated as a third world citizen. Period. Uh, some people, and you're innocent until proven guilty. In in America, you get the guilty treatment until proven innocent. So, and and especially where in our communities where the bail is likely to be set higher in a less attainable uh, manner than it would be for a person that has money. We see memes and things like that all the time, whereas out there and we see that some person had a far lower bail for the same crime as another person, and they're just the only thing that's different in those two people are that they're in two different communities or maybe a different color from each other, which again that is a huge issue in our community. So it takes a person who has a voice, who has the power to get people to listen, like Jay-Z, like a big company like Roc Nation, in order to change things, because they only change things people they only change things in the system that people has noticed that was wrong. They won't change it, like, so closed mouth won't get fed, period. They won't change these things unless somebody start talking about them, unless we point out the fact that they're completely they're not even a like, there's no way to justify the way that we're treated in in our own country, whether we committed a crime or not. There's no way to justify poor treatment, and the reason why it's been this way for so long because nobody cares to talk about it. You know, nobody cares to speak about that, and really, I think we don't care to speak about it because out of fear, really, because you know we grew up and learned time and time again that when people stand up for other people in our society, that bad things happen to them. Well, uh, we got big homies out there putting their careers on the line to get this done. So that's important. That's dope. Uh, Meek Mill's really started it out. Meek Mill started it out. He went out and he ended up getting booked up for some bullshit, wheeling on the street. You know, they hit him like they hit everybody else. High bail. You know what I mean? He can't hit no bail in his case. Uh, for wheeling down the block, having fun, doing something to stay out of trouble. And that's when Meek took the initiative at that point to say, all right, yo, this is not cool. This is not cool, and this happens in our community every day, where somebody's getting a charge for a senseless crime, and have a crazy bill. There's some people that end up with a $1,500 bill, and they sit for 3 months, a year, because their family can't afford to pay only $1,500. You know, so yeah, that shit's crazy, and I remember growing up, they try to charge us for anything. The cops try to charge us for anything. We'll be sitting outside in front of the buildings. We don't got nowhere to go. The community centers close after a certain time. You know what I'm saying? We live in damn near a project, and so there's hundreds of kids, you know, around there. So the 30 kids that decide to get up with each other and hang out, And we can't even hang out in front of our own buildings. They'll end up coming over there telling us that we had to go in the house, or because they slapped the no loitering sign in front of the house. Now kids that don't have nothing to do, and they choose to sit and congregate in front of their place. They're getting slapped with no with trespassing orders. Um, and that's like one of the first charges that they get